Hello everyone and welcome to Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. As always, I'm your pre-recorded announcer, AceBat OS, printing happy birthday A-list since January 2022. Today we have the first match of Season 4, a 1v1 format where two players will battle out to see who will be victorious in the bingo arena. Today we have the world record holder Yomsa representing the pink corner versus the jack of all categories Sooldy in the blue corner. And today we have two amazing commentators, the duo that actually expects me to keep this bit up for another bloody season. It's Twinkachu and Eclapricious.
Oh god, I gotta get Ekla's audio. Okay, hi Ekla.
Hi Twinkachu.
I am
Welcome
doing
back to Bingo.
so many things at once.
Yep, that's the tech life. As the person who teched almost every game for Season 3, I know your pain.
Hello and welcome back to JSRF Bingo. It's Season 4. This is so many seasons. This is so exciting.
Yeah, and Season 4 is 1v1. And that terrifies me because I haven't watched a 1v1 game of Bingo in like a year.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the game has changed since the last time that we really played 1v1 Bingo consistently. Because it has been really kind of like a year and a bit since it was a consistent thing. Since the majority of Bingo that I've seen at least has been practice or just tournament games, and that's been 2v2.
Yeah.
So today we have Yomsa versus Sooldy, Season 3 champion versus complete newcomer. I'm kind of throwing Sooldy in the deep end, but anything can happen. I think in 1v1. I think there's a lot of variables that we don't have to consider anymore. There's no co-op. The game's going to be a bit slower, a bit more. Not more strategic, but perhaps just a different kind of strategy. I think though Yomsa performed really, really well in Season 3, there is, there's different expectations and different strategy that goes into 1v1. So I'll be excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, with Bingo kind of starting out in the 1v1 format, it'll be interesting to see some of our older Bingo players kind of going back to the format that they learned, and some of our newer Bingo players having to learn a whole new way of playing the game. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, Krabby makes a good point. It's going to be easier to follow. It's going to be easier to commentate, yeah, with only 2 screens instead of 4.
Yeah.
So another change for this season is the format has changed slightly because we have 10 players this season. We are having 2 round robins. We have kind of a North American round robin and a European round robin for our 2 sets of players. And the top 3 teams from each top 3 players, I'm going to use the same players in the teams, top 3 players from each of those round robins goes on into the playoffs. So slightly different format, and then kind of a standard knockout playoffs from there.
Yeah. Oh, here I can put the bracket on the screen. Isn't that so convenient? So here is our North American round robin bracket. Yeah. Today we have
so
I'm trying to get the other Bingo stuff set up in the background. Just ignore me.
I'm really happy with how this kind of shaped up, because the idea of having a European and a North American round robin makes scheduling a lot easier. It makes commentary and providing tech and such a bit easier for us on our end as well.
Yeah.
But it also managed to distribute the players quite evenly based on kind of past performance. We've got Sooldy's a newcomer, and then we have Kev in the European bracket is a newcomer as well. So there's kind of 1 newcomer per group, and then we also have a couple of players from previous seasons who have come back, such as Daft and Ace Bats, and then kind of the core of Season 3 with Ace, Krabby, Ryomi, Yomsa, Nago. I'm forgetting someone, I'm sure. But yeah, it was just very convenient how it all distributed out into some really evenly stacked groups.
Yeah. Having 2 consecutive round robin brackets also means more bingo content for y'all every week. I think we have 4 games a week scheduled instead of our usual 2 with the 2v2 format. So
yeah, and
stressful
longer
for
games
me,
as well,
but
so
fun
just
for
more bingo
everyone.
content overall.
Yeah. All right, are we ready to get started? Maybe.
I'm ready. Are our players ready?
Let's check.
How you doing, chat? Hi, chat. Looking pretty great today, chat.
Okay. And we can go. Alright, I'm going to start counting players in, but in the meantime, we can have a board preview. Also, we have auto scoring because Ace is a wizard.
Yeah, we kind of went really hard this season on production, so board
As we
preview.
always do.
True. So yes, the board. I'm going to reveal it on the bingo sync as well. So immediately, what stands out to me is the 2 graffitis that are conveniently highlighted.
I put
Pointed
Highway
Highway
0 on
0.
there just for you.
Thanks, bestie. 2 very quick graffiti routes, and now with it being 1v1, graffiti very much changes in priority in terms of like when people choose to go for it.
Breakdown also.
Yeah.
So lots of Shibuya,
lots of Shibuya. Yeah. I think the numbers are not necessarily correct. Tech issue.
Yes, the numbers are not correct. Oh, come on.
It's fine. There's a lot of variables. Don't worry, we'll fix it for the next time. Just look at the pretty pictures, ignore the numbers. Don't count. Nobody count.
Alright, here. I'm going to switch us over to the game feed. We've got players should be starting in just a moment.
Yeah, so
It doesn't update, that's probably my fault.
let's get that game timer rolling as well.
Oh,
New added
shit.
feature for Season 4. We have so much going on, as you
So
all can
much.
see. The updates to the graphics, you're welcome. I am fantastic. But it is an early start into Shibuya for both players here. We'll see, looks like tape for Yomsa, and Sooldy also going there, but getting there a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So straight head-to-head right at the beginning of the match.
I mean, I can't blame them. Shibuya Airtree is super quick. There's also there are 2 other Shibuya Souls, and then there are a bunch of like Hekage unlocks, a bunch of Dogen unlocks. This whole area is full of pretty quick unlocks, so it's a very solid like first choice.
Yeah, and we see Yomsa is the first to pick up both squares on the board, in fact, with the Air 3 and the Tricks unlocks. So Sooldy getting sniped feels rough, but we'll see if he can bounce back by perhaps just going somewhere else.
Yomsa does the cool unlock, because of course she does.
Another one. That's 3 off the bat. That's a really, really strong start for Yomsa.
All the snipes.
Yeah, so, I mean, it looks like Sooldy is just a little bit behind the pace right now. Still playing catch-up to a degree. And having lost out on those first 3 squares in Shibuya, is leaving Garage, or leaving into Garage. Yomsa is already, though, heading over to Kaganecho and into Rokokudai Heights, which it looks like Sooldy's going that way as well, so they both clearly have the same read on the map, and Yomsa's head start is really going to put her in a good position.
Sooldy's got the hang of the strategy, though, is what that means. Sooldy is new to bingo, and so the fact that he and Yomsa are making all the same calls really says something about like his sense for strategy.
Yeah, that's certainly a good sign. And in terms of like execution as well, Sooldy is a good player. I mean, we have a lot of very, very strong mechanical players in the competition, and when it comes to doing what you need to do to get the unlocks and to get those souls,
This is so sad for Sooldy.
pretty confident. Yeah, this is really rough. Like, this is really rough, but you know, it's all a learning experience. I mean, you gotta start somewhere, and someone had to play the reigning champion.
Yeah, Sooldy also is getting thrown directly in. This is he is new to bingo and he is playing against all-around JSRF champion.
Yeah, we finally do see some divergence between the two of them, though, as Sooldy's heading into the sewers. Yomsa is now in Dogen, so this might be a chance for Sooldy to score something. Maybe just go for the bottom point graffiti, pick up some points. There is the threat of the bottom left to top right graffiti that would take away the bingo, I should say, not the graffiti. But the graffiti would take away the bingo. And then, I mean, Yomsa's just in a really comfortable position
She can do
when
whatever
it comes
she
to
The players are in
this
different
early
areas
start.
now, though. So Sooldy has scored a point. Let's go, Sooldy.
Yeah. Good job, Sooldy. Man, it just started raining really heavily outside. That was unexpected.
Don't say that, Ace will dox you. Yeah, the other kind of element of strategy that's interesting to see here is when two players, when you know the other player has kind of like a experience or skill advantage over you, sometimes the play is just to avoid getting sniped and to like set yourself up to react to your opponent's plays better. So if Sooldy can kind of do that, I think he will put himself in a much more favorable position. And we see him doing that now with Yomsa going for Dogen and Sooldy going for sewers.
Yeah, unfortunately for Sooldy, though he's managed to score those 2 points now, strategically they're not strong squares. They're not denying anything, really. They're not setting him up for much.
Yeah,
yes, he's
Dogen-
managing to get some points on the board, but there's still a lot of bingo threats for Yomsa.
Yomsa getting 2 Dogen souls also sets her up quite nicely for that column 4 bingo. Sooldy will have to go to SDPP to contest that, which puts him in a not great position on the board, because there's 1 other soul in SDPP and then like 2 other things in all of Darkside.
Yeah, I mean, there's still both graffitis on the board. You could at least deny one bingo with that bottom point graffiti. I feel like at this point, the question is, do you go to SDPP to deny that bingo? Or do you either let it happen and try and get some more points, or do you think maybe Yomsa is just threatening it, and won't actually go for it to try and bait you into something? There's that to consider as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Yomsa, with this much board control, can kind of do whatever she wants.
Yeah, and that's the power of a strong start in bingo. Just getting those first 5 squares uncontested means you can go wherever you like, and your opponent is playing catch-up. Sooldy now leaving sewers, might be having to head out to SDPP.
And
Yeah,
Yomsa
kind of
is
as
not.
expected now. Yeah,
She can
Yomsa's
do
not
whatever
going
she
for that, because she knows exactly where Sooldy has to go.
I would call that she is going Hikage and Chuo for the bottom row bingo.
Yeah, that looks pretty quick.
She could also go for row 3, go out to sewers and FRZ, but who wants to do sewer special? Especially
yes,
when
the
you
bingo
have this
classic.
much of a head up. Like, why would you subject yourself to sewer special if you don't need it?
Yeah, but, you know, starting off Season 4 with Sewer Special Center Square. Classic bingo.
I didn't notice that. Sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, given that you made the board, this means that it was just fate.
It was.
You know, it just had to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go. Sooldy now into SDPP. The Air 4 will deny at least 1 bingo. There's also special, which is not strategically incredibly important right now, but maybe Sooldy just doubles down while he's in the area to pick up what points he can.
He could
But
grab
yeah,
5-0
Darkside doesn't look great.
graffiti, for some quick extra points.
Yeah. I feel like you're committing, though, to the far edge of the map at that point, and by the time Sooldy's picked up these 5 points in Bentoncho, I feel like the game will be effectively decided.
Yeah.
With Yomsa able to lock in one of several bingos.
Yeah, not looking great for Sooldy. When you get sniped that much right at the start, it is difficult to recover, especially in 1v1. Like, when you're working with a teammate, generally both of you aren't getting sniped to everything, but...
The round-robin matches are best of 3. And then we'll have a best of 5 finals. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Sooldy does manage to deny the bingo. That's something. Yomsa working on the Hikage Street unlocks right now. Tricks and points, they're not terribly slow, all things considered. But, you do have to go to left side and then to right side to pick up the tape and then get the unlocks, and then go back to left side to pick up tricks. So, fair amount of time committed in Hikage Street.
Sooldy has marked that STPP square, which denies one bingo, but unfortunately, Yomsa's gonna get one of the others at least. So, denying one bingo, but can't deny all of them because he is only one person.
Yeah, and you said that Sooldy could commit to the Highway Zero graffiti and at least pick up those 3 points. He's decided not to do that. He's actually just leaving Bentoncho entirely. And the majority of the points left on the map are in Koganecho, in FRZ in particular. There's still 3 points on the map there. But
it does look like he's headed that way, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much value in getting that Highway Zero graffiti at this point. Just given where it is on the board, that column 2 bingo's already been denied, and then the row 4 has also been denied. There's still the potential of a bottom left to top right, but there's an FRZ Air 8 there, which would be a better shot at denying that, especially given there's FRZ Special and a default to pick up as well. So I think Sooldy's made the right call in just passing up Highway Zero graffiti.
Yeah, he could go center square and deny like a bunch of possible bingos all at once. There we go, Yomsa gets one of the bingos.
First bingo of the tournament goes to Yomsa.
Hikage points is GG, by the way. That makes sense. Here.
Yeah, and that's the game decided. So Yomsa picks up game 1 of the best of 3.
Do we have our bingo emote? It's a little hard to see, but Neme does new emotes.
All right, so game 1 goes over to Yomsa.
Ooh,
And,
update the thing.
We're gonna get set up for game 2.
Look at that. Okay. So that is game 1.
Yes, mathematically decided. 17-3, pretty convincing win for Yomsa in game 1. Early momentum really just kind of decided that one. So we'll see in game 2 if Sooldy can take a slightly different approach. Maybe, it's hard to know necessarily until the first square of the game is marked whether you're contesting someone to something. But Sooldy tried and unfortunately failed to try and pick up something in Shibuya and lost on all 3 counts. So maybe we'll see if Sooldy either has a different read to Yomsa in game 2 or reacts more effectively, I suppose, to being sniped if that happens.
Yeah. I forgot to stop the timer. Okay. Looks like our players are ready for game 2. Let me just get us a new board.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts for bingo this time around.
So
So we're gonna have a new board every round, and it can very much change the profile of a game with a new board bringing graffiti squares, a different profile in terms of where you're going on the map. Certain players do have particular preferences in terms of what areas of the map they want to go to. This time around, we've only got 1 graffiti, though we didn't see any graffitis picked up last match, or last game. This time it's Kiwo graffiti, which is a long one. But that bottom left to top right bingo immediately jumps out to me. Got a Dogen default, Hikage Air, Shuro Tricks, Hikage Cubby default as well, and then the Highway Zero Air 5. A lot of Highway Zero as well. Big fan. We got a default and 3 unlock souls in Highway Zero. Then we've also got default in Sky Dino. In fact, default and a special on that bottom row bingo. So both Shibuya and Bentoncho both look pretty good.
Sooldy, if you wanted to make kind of a meta call here, Yomsa pretty much always has kind of demonstrated herself to be a bingo player who goes to Shibuya first.
Yes.
And so since both Shibuya and Benton are good openers here, if Sooldy wanted to make kind of the meta call, I would say the move is to go to Dark Side, where he will be uncontested. Or
I think, yeah, rushing
uncontested.
to Highway 0, immediately denying that bottom left top right bingo, and then picking up everything else on the board sets Sooldy up pretty strong. We'll see if he makes that read and kind of interprets that Yomsa does prefer Shibuya over any other area. And then there is, yeah, Kogani looks pretty weak overall, but there are still 3 on that row 4. But I would imagine with the other 2 areas being the way that they are, that it's unlikely that that row 4 ever turns into a bingo, and I think Kogani will go pretty much ignored this game. Again, Kibo Graffiti is a very long route. There's really not that much else in the area to pick up, just grind 20, boogie. Peak level, pretty unappealing, I think, for our players. So it will just be, it'll be all down to that initial call, who goes where at the beginning, whether they'll be contesting in Shibuya, or whether we'll see them split up. And you said that Yomsa prefers Shibuya, but Shibuya is also a very beginner-friendly kind of area of the map. I feel like Shibuya unlocks a pretty straightforward Dogen as well. Hikage gets a little bit challenging, but yeah, for a lot of new players, I think Shibuya is kind of the first area of the map that they get relatively comfortable with. So that
like
may
Shibuya
influence
is like a
Sooldy's
little
decision.
bit deceptive. Like I see a lot of new bingo players go to Dogen first, and Dogen is kind of terrible in bingo unless there's a lot there. But areas like Shibuya are definitely very friendly. Also, players will be starting in just a moment.
Yeah, so Krabby says that Benton is bad, that it's too far away from the action. Yeah, I tend to agree, just the nature of Benton, meaning that you're going from level to level in kind of a linear fashion, and you don't have that hub world to return to that Shibuya is for Shibuya-cho. It's very easy to get back to Garage quickly if you're anywhere in Shibuya-cho. It's not so easy in Benton-cho. And no, it will be a Shibuya start for both players then.
Ooh, so we've got more snipes incoming likely. But they're going for different things. Yomsa misses Boostless Bus Jump, skill issue, whereas Sooldy goes straight for the tape.
Yeah, so this is interesting. I think Yomsa's then just going straight to Hikage then after missing Boostless Bus Jump, and Sooldy will be picking up the unlocks in Shibuya.
Yeah.
And what does this mean?
Grind 10 and
Hikage
13
Cubby
platforms are the unlocks, so I assume we'll see him get Grind 10. Going for 13 platforms now would certainly be a decision, but...
Yeah, I think starting the game with 13 platforms would be a little questionable, but...
maybe he'll go to Chuo.
You know, a relatively quick start
It also...
for Sooldy.
Him grabbing that Shibuya soul gives him a chance to see where Yomsa went. Like, she has revealed herself to be in Hikage, so now he doesn't risk getting sniped in Hikage.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like Yomsa is committing to everything in Hikage, which means Sooldy will get the Shibuya grind, now is heading into Chuo. I don't necessarily think Chuo is great right now, but strategically, center square is pretty powerful. Let's see if he can get the 30 tricks unlocked. It's not going for it.
Unfortunate. Or what else is in Chuo? Is it possible he's going for something else? Does he maybe not know where it spawns?
Special?
Please don't go for special. Yeah, so he's just not doing the fast unlock. Maybe he doesn't know where it spawns. Maybe he just doesn't know the fast strat. But he's uncontested regardless, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, the question for me is how quickly can he grab this and then get out? Because committing to special is not good.
Yeah.
So Sooldy needs to get this, get out, and do some things elsewhere on the map now, because Shibuya has been mostly cleared out as a general area. I wonder, yeah, when we'll see someone leave Shibuya and then head to... I still think there are lots of points to be had in Benton, and with the early contest on Shibuya kind of coming to an end now, I don't think it's terribly bad to go to Benton after this.
Hey, Yomsa
And now
got
this
sniped.
time, yeah, Sooldy gets the snipe.
And Sooldy gets the center square, which, you know...
Yeah, strategically
stuff.
powerful. Maybe a little bit greedy from Yomsa, knowing that Sooldy had marked Shibuya grind and then not anything since. Maybe she thought that she'd happen to snipe Sooldy to Hikage, but yeah, not the best read.
Sooldy with the optimal exit. Let's go.
Yeah, so now the two of them, I would imagine now,
going
heading out.
Dogen, looks like.
Okay, so this means Yomsa will be at least ahead and likely uncontested in the next area. Benton. Oh, okay. No, she's also going to Dogen, but she's going the other way. This is exciting.
Sooldy's gonna get it, I think. Yeah, I got marked on the board earlier, but
That was relatively close.
that was.
That's fun.
Let's go Sooldy. 2 snipes in a row.
So yeah, 3-3 the score in the early game this time, and Sooldy in a much better position moving into the middle game now. Curious to see what the call is, since Shibuya-cho has now been
I'd
cleaned
assume they're
out.
both going Benton, yeah.
Yeah. So we have defaults, and we have an unlock. We have Topper T-Rex and special in Sky Dino, but the bingos for those
There
have
are like
been
4 Highway Zero souls though.
yeah. So there's no more potential row 5 bingo.
Both dropping
Oh,
into
Sooldy,
99.
both of them into 99th Street. Okay.
Both of them. I feel like so Yomsa is one of the older bingo players who has been helping out new players. And so I'm a little bit wondering if like they have all of the same ideas about strategy just because Yomsa taught Sooldy all of her strategies.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, points 100k in 99th is not slow, all things considered. It's a pretty quick return on investment. But that one goes over to Yomsa.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean,
cleaner movement.
now we have the question of the 4 points in Highway 0 or the points in Sky Dino. And at this point, Sky Dino doesn't look as appealing because that row 5 bingo is off the cards for both players. But there's still the chance that Sooldy could set up the column 3 and Yomsa could set up the column 4 with those Sky Dino souls.
Yeah, they're both going
But it
Highway
looks like
0.
they're both going to Highway 0 here. This is where the points are.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a game where players do like exactly the thing every step of the way to this extent in a long time. They're both going backwards too. So they're both going for Trash Pit. Which
Yep,
is
and
gonna
it'll
go
be
to
Yomsa
Yomsa.
just barely taking that one.
This is the other element of bingo strategy, is that sometimes there is like an objectively good decision, but sometimes it is smarter to do the less obvious thing just because you know you'll get it. Like you can
Okay, so
guarantee some points.
Sooldy is now leaving Highway 0.
Oh.
Doesn't want to fight Yomsa head-to-head, which means that Yomsa, despite failing the Death Warp first try, will be uncontested in Highway 0 to pick up everything else, and Sooldy's going to head out to, I would imagine, Sky Dino. Is there anything in STPP here? There is Special, and I think that's it.
Special is
So yeah,
not
STPP is
fantastic.
not particularly appealing right now, so it will be just Sooldy going for Sky Dino, Top T-Rex, and Special. Yeah, this is a very interesting game because, as you've said, they've been very much on the same page throughout this game. And now we're starting to see a bit more of like reactive play from both players, of kind of figuring out what the other player is doing and what is best for them to do in that situation, rather than following their own plan, which is kind of what you see at the start of the game. So Sooldy now in Sky Dino, which is a notoriously difficult area for bingo, but that's some pretty clean movement.
Yeah, Sooldy has some experience with other like full game categories, so that is always helpful. Yeah, I think 1v1 kind of lends itself to being more reactive. You kind of have to... You're reacting less to like what your teammate is doing, because you don't have a teammate, and so instead you have to react pretty directly to your opponent. Yeah.
Yes. So now Yomsa has cleared out Highway 0, putting her at a 7-3 point lead. Sooldy not having the worst of times in Sky Dino, all things considered. Should be able to pick up the 2 souls here and get out before too long. But Yomsa will be out ahead moving into the next area of the game. I mean, Kogane is sure an area that exists, and at this point of the game, I don't think it's bad. But it was certainly the weakest of the 3 areas, so I'm not surprised to see it left till last.
Yeah.
And Sooldy's not even picking up special. He's just getting on out of there. Wants to be where the action is.
Yeah,
So to clarify, Kogane-cho is the sewers levels, so Kokudai Heights, sewers, bottom point, Kibo, FRZ. We use the original Jet Set Radio terms for the areas, just because it rolls off the tongue. Benton-cho is the nighttime levels.
Yeah, you'll also hear them called sewers should be a dark side instead of Benton, and sewers instead of Kogane, but you hear them pretty interchangeably. Yeah, Yomsa in RDH. Is Sooldy gonna go for SDPP special, or
Not worth it, I don't think.
what do we have in terms of like bingo possibilities?
There is the row 1, which, I mean, Sooldy could have gone for SCPP special. I feel like just wanting to get out of Benton is the play right now. 13 platforms is notorious, but it also sets Sooldy up for a bingo. And then with the 2 bottom point squares down that column 3.
Yeah.
It would be... I feel like it would be a bit of a lapse in awareness from Yomsa to give that away,
Yeah,
but it's
Yomsa's
still a
going to
possibility.
Shibuya.
So now this gets interesting now, because then Sooldy's gambit of giving up on SDPP special means he has to beat Yomsa to 13 platforms.
And she's got a head
Yomsa
start.
doesn't have the tape though, and Sooldy I believe does.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
might make the difference here.
It'll
All
come
comes down to
that frame boost.
13
is
platform.
terrifying.
That was... Yeah, that was very almost actively detrimental. Sooldy checking that he has the tape, perhaps. It's going to be close, but Sooldy has a head start, and if 13 platforms goes smoothly for him, I think he's going to take this.
Pray for good RNG.
This could be a game-deciding square here, denying Yomsa a bingo and also setting Sooldy up for a bingo. The point's still in Yomsa's favor, but this is yet to be decided. That's... Well, it's that decided.
Yep.
So now, how does Sooldy respond to this? He's starting again.
It didn't
But
unlock for Yomsa.
Yomsa didn't unlock it, okay. Which platform is it for Yomsa? Because again, we could be right back to the start here. Yomsa going back early to check, okay. I think she should be able to get this. Yeah, it's still quite a while left on the unlock for Sooldy. Now Sooldy has to make a decision upon losing 13 platforms. Does he go to STPP to deny that bingo? Does he take the risk that Yomsa won't go for the bingo like she didn't initially in game 1? And then try and contest her elsewhere on the map?
Does that deny Sooldy's last possible bingo?
Looks like it, yeah.
And now he unlocks it.
That's unfortunate.
Hate to see it.
Okay, yeah, so interested to see Sooldy's response to this now. Yomsa is actually going to Benton-cho. Looks like she will just try and cash in this bingo immediately.
Sooldy also going to Benton-cho. This is so tragic.
And I like that Yomsa's kind of switched things up here. Maybe it's just a particular read on the board here that she knows that scoring this bingo is... It's not going to confirm the game. I don't think it's going to confirm the win, but it's going to come very close.
14 points to win, so SDPP is GG for Yomsa.
Ooh, yeah, just barely.
Yeah.
With 4 points for a bingo and then 1 for the square. 5 points here will clinch the game for Yomsa. She's done her maths. So Sooldy has to beat her to this, and Yomsa with the head start.
Did Sooldy pick up the tape earlier? No, he didn't.
I don't think so, no. I don't think he was ever really in the area.
Oh, right, he was just coming back from Dino.
Yeah, very interesting to see that there's been no graffiti priority whatsoever in this match so far. Kibo was very much out of the way, but we did have 2 quick routes in game 1 that neither player focused on at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's definitely a very different game from the 2v2 that we've been used to.
More, I don't want to say more emphasis on bingos, because there was plenty of emphasis on bingos with 2v2, but it's kind of a different emphasis on bingos.
Yeah, I feel like bingos feel more valuable than graffiti in certain ways in 1v1, because you're committing a lot of time to a graffiti. I think if a board has the right graffitis, it can be worth going for, and I don't think we've seen the right graffitis yet.
Yeah. Yomsa's doing the slow way of getting to the soul. Boo. Get good.
I don't think it's much slower, but it's the crane.
But I hate it.
Yeah, like, I don't want to deal with a crane.
I'm morally anti-crane strats.
We see Sooldy actually going for, I would say the faster strat. Yeah, he had to stop to get
doing
cans.
the good strat.
Unfortunately, he can't catch up, and that will be the bingo locked in, and that's the game secured for Yomsa. That's the match secured for Yomsa, 2-0. Not a bad start, though, from Sooldy. I think, as you said, you kind of nailed it right at the beginning, that the fact that Sooldy got sniped as many times as he did means he's clearly got a good handle on the strategy. Let me see here. So it looks like they are still playing this one out. Maybe they don't know that Yomsa has won.
Yeah, I'll let them play until they call time. It's been kind of a quick match, so.
Yeah. More bingo content.
I get to keep listening to shape the future.
So what's left on the board then? We see Sooldy now in Highway 0.
Is the only Kogane square that has been collected that RDH one that Yomsa grabbed?
Looks like it, yeah.
Nobody's even gonna touch that half of the board.
And yeah, that's another thing about 1v1 compared to 2v2 is, I think, assessing the value of a square becomes more important because you have less people, you know? A lot of what 2v2 was finding the priority squares and then picking up as many other squares as you could at the same time. This time it's very much find the most important squares and secure them. It's rare that I think you'll see a low priority square ever be picked up.
Yeah. We see more kind of linear strategy, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, when you're playing just 1v1 rather than 2v2, I think there are fewer options for what is considered like a good play, which might also be contributing to all of the sniping happening. Like, you can get more creative with strategy when you're working with a teammate, and you can
certainly
be in 2 places at once.
Yeah, I think there are more viable options in a 2v2 game, which means that having a good read on the board and knowing your win conditions becomes even more important in a 1v1 game.
No Highway 0.
Also going for the stall launch, getting it. Meanwhile, yeah, that's all they got it second time. Get your practice in, gamers. It's a very important strat.
You get a bonus point if you do that.
If I was determining point scoring, then yes, absolutely. Highway 0, my beloved.
I'm gonna have to just like stop putting Highway 0 on the board.
Please don't do that.
I would never.
I'll refuse to commentate.
Oh no.
I actually think going backwards is pretty much even with Death Warping for the special. Yeah, Krabby knows.
Krabby gets
Krabby's
it.
right. Krabby gets it.
Maybe instead of
Two
pinball,
bonus
we
points
can
for fence jump.
do like a mini bingo something where there are bonus points for swag.
I don't know if Krabby was at Rando yesterday or watching Rando yesterday, but I played Rando yesterday, and as the only emulator player, I had to do fence jump. So I did it twice.
Just for swag.
Just for swag. First try every time. Game's easy. Fence jump's the best.
Yeah. So, I don't know if they just want to play this out or if Yomsa doesn't realize that she has won, that she's gonna do Kibo just to guarantee the win. Also, everyone admire Yomsa's bunny graffiti. It's great.
I'll let them know that the game is decided, and they can choose to do what they will. But yeah, I mean, we finally get some graffiti content.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to deprive the people of the graffiti. Sooldy says he would like to keep playing if Yomsa doesn't mind.
Yeah, it's good practice.
Yeah. Do I have enough music in this playlist to keep going? Oh yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, so...
we weren't expecting Bingo to get scheduled, like, today, so all of the tech got thrown together last minute.
Most of it worked.
Most of it worked. Yomsa says it is 16 to win.
Krabby was
Krabby
wrong.
did math wrong. Krabby, how dare you?
I'm pretty sure we have something on the bingo sync reader that tells us the amount of points to win.
It literally does. It literally says score to win 16 right in front of my face.
Okay, well now we'll trust the machine and not Krabby from now. Give it up for day one!
I feel so bad. Ace spent so much time like throwing this auto scorer together for us and I'm using it incorrectly. It's not, I didn't set it up properly, so it's not giving us the right area breakdown in OBS. I'm not looking at the score to win. Ace, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This is still a better opening to the season than Season 3.
True.
It's not like 8 AM for me, which is a start.
It's not 3 in the morning for me.
Season 3 was great. Day 1 of Season 3 sucked. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot more moving parts this time around for Bingo from the tech side.
I forgot to start the timer too.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out. And we have new people on tech as well. Twink, this is your first time teching Bingo, I think.
It is indeed. My first time running tech for my own tournament.
But yeah, I mean,
having more games means having more people to distribute tech amongst will be very nice.
Yeah, we don't want to... Well, basically, I just don't want you all to be too reliant on me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's okay, you're already carrying the tournament in like 5 other ways.
So there's Chua special for Sooldy, his 5th point of the game, just kind of clearing out the board where he can right now. Yomsa is finishing off this Kibo graffiti route. It's long and
everyone get comfy.
Yeah, I mean Yomsa said that it was 16 to win, and she actively made the decision to go for the graffiti instead of scoring just 1 more soul.
She did need literally 1 point.
I mean, maybe it's just practice. Start of the tournament, you know, get a little bit more practice in the tournament setting. Get a little more practice on graffiti routes. You know, the stakes aren't like particularly high at this point. You know, losing 1 match is not going to knock you out of the tournament at this stage. So I think there will be a degree of warming up and practicing, which is certainly very beneficial for the new players, but also for our players from previous seasons who are now adapting to the 1v1 format. I think, yeah, our first few games may end up being a little bit like this, where we just see them playing for practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be kind of an adjustment period, but as we've seen through other seasons, like, sometimes players need a couple of matches to get into the rhythm of things. Especially our couple of new players, gotta figure out what they're doing, and then maybe they'll be good. Although for a new player, Sooldy
Bingo's
is
a
already
lot.
doing super well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the score doesn't
that,
accurately reflect kind of how the game has gone, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Sooldy was in the right places at the right times for the vast majority of these two games. He was just a little bit too slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious because Sooldy has a lot of experience with the more completionist categories. Other newcomer Kev doesn't. So I'm curious to see how quickly Kev can learn with a lot of things that you just simply don't do in any percent.
Kev
Soul
also
unlocks and such.
joined the bracket like way later than most of the players, so he has probably had a little less time to warm up.
Yes.
It was a
So,
relatively last-minute shift in players.
Good luck, Kev.
We believe
Wishing
in
you the best. But yeah, I mean, there's no better way to learn than to play the game against, you know, the best players that we have to offer. I think Kev's first game is against Nago.
My sincere apologies to our new players.
But you know, yeah, throw him in the deep end, and it's sink or swim.
It can only go up from there.
Right? Yeah, it only gets easier.
Yeah. There'll be misery for an hour or so, and then you'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said right at the beginning, the way that the group's shaped up, we have a really good distribution of like players who have a lot of experience, players who have recent experience, players who've been practicing, and new players. Kind of across both groups, you have, you know, Ace and Krabby, who are the bingo veterans. Then you have Nago and Yomsa, who are our Season 3 champions. And then you have Daft and Ace Bats, who haven't played since Season 2 in a tournament setting. And then there is Sooldy and Kev, who are brand new to bingo.
Yeah.
So there is a pretty interesting distribution of players across the brackets. And
Actually, GG now also. Yomsa marked Kibo.
yeah, the game has been decided.
But, yeah. First match of the season, so, you know, a little bit of adjusting has to happen, but solid gameplay from both players.
Yeah, I think the start of Game 2 looked really good for Sooldy, and I think it's a good sign of things to come.
Yeah. Once he kind of gets into the rhythm of things and figures out all of the little intricacies of bingo, he's definitely got potential. And also he is playing against one of the best players, so... Oh, is the board on stream frozen? There we go.
Yeah, that'll happen if you minimize the bingo sync reader.
That's
a Windows thing, I think, just in general.
Thank you, Windows. Very cool.
Lots of variables.
Ooh. I have, like, 10 different windows open for this currently. Like, I have so much going on. Are they just gonna play it out? I know Sooldy
Looks like they're just gonna play it out. Yes, despite what you may believe, this tournament is literally just run by a couple of guys in their bedrooms.
Yep. I don't think most of the people running this tournament are guys, but...
True.
Yeah. But we have lots of very cool production stuff happening, so that's also exciting.
We have fun. We like to flex our production muscles.
Arguably too much fun.
I could have made things a lot simpler than I did.
But you didn't, and it's great.
I did also offer to make them simple.
Nobody's going to say yes to that. Have you met the people?
Yeah, and
who are
everyone was like,
working
no,
with?
no, make it cool. And I was like, okay, I'll do that.
This is literally just a convoluted excuse for us to show off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so cleaning up the board. Yomsa going for Dogen, Sooldy going for FRZ, and then someone will go out to Sky Dino. Way
Yeah, and I
closer
mean-
score this time though.
Yeah, and kind of looking at the board now, I know hindsight is not necessarily 2020 when it comes to looking at a bingo board at the end of the game. But Sooldy was in position for a couple of bingos this game.
Yeah.
Just when push came to shove, he was forced to
Who is-
respond to Yomsa, who was just slightly ahead of him in terms of pace.
Who is Sooldy playing next? Maybe he'll have better. Oh, he's playing Ace next week. Sooldy, I am so sorry.
Yeah, that's rough. Certainly Ace's veterancy and being one of the people who played 1v1 bingo back in the day should be really interesting to watch both Ace and Krabby playing, because they were kind of the two 1v1 players
Yeah, the week
that
after.
really stood out.
The week afterwards, Sooldy gets to play against Daft. So, by then he'll have warmed up.
I mean, season 1 finalist off 7.
Yeah.
Hype.
Alright, Sooldy. Gonna grab FRT special. Oh, yeah, also, we don't get to properly set it up, or show it off this match, because we didn't get it set up in time. But moving forward, each player has picked a character that they'll be playing as. So Yomsa will always be as Gum, but moving forward, Sooldy will be a different character.
Yo-Yo, I believe.
Yo-Yo. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
each player has a specific character and a specific color that they are associated with.
Yeah.
Means whenever you, hopefully going forward, whenever you see Gum, it's Yomsa. Whenever you see Pink, it's Yomsa. Fortunately, there are 10 colors on Bingo Sync, and there are 10 players. It did mean, unfortunately, we had to use the forbidden colors of teal and orange.
And yellow.
So very, very much looking forward to I think it's the Daft versus Ryomi game, where it's teal versus orange.
Which is
I
the
cry.
layout colors.
But yeah, it is what it is. Limitations of Bingo Sync.
Someday our nerds will make us a tool with more colors. Because, of course, they will. Yeah. Alright, last square on the board. Gonna go to Yomsa unless she dies.
Oh yeah, Krabby versus Nago will be yellow versus brown. Oof.
Bad combo.
I did consider having like relative side colors, kind of like in MOBAs where you have a red side and a blue side.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we'll just have a red side and a blue side, right?
Pink side, blue side, so the board looks like the trans flag.
But it was more fun to let everybody have a color, I suppose.
Yeah. Also, lots of people are very attached to their colors. I don't think the tournament would function if we don't let Ace play as green.
Yeah, Ace would just quit.
On the
Then what
like
would we do?
survey where players got to request colors and characters, Ace wrote green and nobody else gets it.
That's fair. So this last square of the game would actually be another bingo for Yomsa. And she's
love a good-
ahead of Sooldy, but Sooldy, I believe, has the soul unlocked.
Oh, okay.
He definitely at least has the tape because he was
in.
he was in Skydino earlier. I'm not sure if he definitively has it unlocked because I did see him fail it once.
Oh, right, he was here earlier. He got top of T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have it unlocked.
He has to unlock it, which means this will likely go over to Yomsa.
Where is she going? Alright, so they both have it unlocked. Yeah, Yomsa's way closer. And that is the last
There it is.
thing.
25 to 10 double bingo for Yomsa to take the win 2-0. First win of the tournament for our reigning champion.
Ooh, we can go to our victory screen. Why does
Yeah.
Nago is the winner?
Because it doesn't automatically update, you have to put it in yourself. I'm not a
that-
wizard.
That makes more sense. Give me a sec. Nago is not the winner.
GG Nago.
GG Nago.
Truly the MVP, carrying Yomsa all the time.
There we go. Let's go, Nago.
Is there a way to make the bingo sync reader output the winner of the game? But congratulations, Yomsa, on the first win in the tournament.
Oh, I didn't
I don't
increment
know.
this match score. So many parts.
Like I said, could have been less parts.
No, more parts. Give us more. There we go.
If you use the studio view in OBS, you can change the scene before it goes to the scene on the broadcast.
Yeah,
That's how I do it.
I wasn't thinking that far in advance. I'm gonna invite our players to come talk.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to have a little chat. They both left the bingo sync before you said that message. That's very funny.
You send it in Discord. I didn't type all of the word players. I'm a disaster. Maybe we'll get a post-game interview, maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, we have plenty of tournament left. I'm sure we'll hear from our players at some
Yomsa
point.
doesn't really talk on stream. And neither does Sooldy. Cool. No post-game interviews for us.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for the first match of the hot new 4th season of JSRF Bingo. Yeah. We have potentially 3 more matches this week. None of them are scheduled yet, so no idea when that is.
Join the Discord for updates.
Yeah, either the JSRF Bingo Discord or Foscord gets pings about when matches are starting. Yeah. Exciting stuff
Yeah,
coming
so I'm excited for one match in particular. We got Ace Bats versus Natronus.
up. Ooh, that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah,
An age-old rivalry.
Also this week, so we've got Nay and Ace Bats, Nago and Kev, and then Daft and Ryomi coming up this week. So
Yeah, so
tune in for that.
a really good kind of a bunch of different players with like different bingo experiences. You've got Ryomi and Nay played last season. We've had Yomsa, and we're gonna have Nago, who are the champions. We got our newcomers in Kev and Sooldy. And then we've got the players who haven't played in a little while in Ace Bats and Daft. And then you have Krabby and 7th Ace taking a break this week. We'll see them next week.
Yeah. We might see Ace on commentary at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, more updates to come on Discord about when matches will be, and we will see all of you soon. Oh, let's raid Yayo. I think he's live. We can go say hi to Yayo, I guess. There.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, friends. I have to wait for the raid to go. It's so hard to be me. Alright, bye.